Plays in this Brazilian sevens team as well. It's been kicked ahead, and Jorja Miller's going to beat everybody to the ball here. Miller plays a bit of soccer, picks it up brilliantly and scores. Well, Jorja Miller, outstanding finish, and we've come accustomed to seeing that.
Just adding to her toolbox. She doesn't kick very often, but when she does, it's very calculated. You see there's no sweeper employed by Brazil in behind.
New Zealand defensive prowess to the fore. Here goes Pulsating again.
Really nice work there at the breakdown by Nuku, and look at this.
Miller goes, weaving her way, and then as she does, just drops those hips to get the fend, and Jorja Miller adds 1-2 and a little death stare afterwards with a smile on the face. Jorja Miller scores.
She's usually the one that's coming away with those steals, doing all the hard yards at the breakdown, but this time she'll reap the rewards of the hard work of her team in defence.
Look at that. Minutes to go, still in the half. This felt like a long match. It probably has too for Ireland's defence as well. Here's Davis stepping her way through one, then offloading away for Miller. That loping gait, and then the way she just dips those hips, drops around and gets around the defender again. Jorja Miller on the score sheet, just turned 21.
Her running style is still so deceptive from all the way up.
What an opportunity for those teams. Here's Miller. Oh, Miller lurking wide and then finding Hirini out the middle, and now Waka keeps it alive again, and there's the Waka-Miller combo once more, and it'll be Miller this time that's going to finish it. Well, there's a new lethal weapon for New Zealand.
And why not? Waka gifts this one back to Miller for her to finish it off, but the captain always in the mix. Jorja Miller thinks about throwing it about 3 or 4 times. Dummies everyone. Hirini to Waka to Miller this time, and it's some great handling, but it's better support. New Zealand with the penalty off a massive hit from break.
Oh, and here goes Miller. She wanted to get on with things. That loping stride, and then the way she drops the hips and gets the fend away makes it look so simple, and it is oh so effective. Jorja Miller.
A hug from her captain, a wave to the crowd and her teammates. But look at the shot, Michaela Break. Always the talk of this.
Good bit of field for her to work in, but it's an excellent tackle made by who else? Flo Simons, who has plenty of tackles so far this weekend. Oh, she's not going to get near this one though. Miller again. She is a wholly unique player with a bag full of tricks, Jorja Miller, and she gets the final say before halftime. The whistle. 3.5 minutes to go in this pulsating final. Miller. Oh, Jorja Miller has stood up Australia's defence and left them floundering.
And what a stunner she is. She was so instrumental in making all of that happen. See her turn the ball over. Ah, Jorja Miller, just...
New Zealand. Paul flicks the ball out for Setefano, who's carrying the war wounds of the weekend over the eye. Here's Miller again, and away she goes once more. They grasped at her. It's a typical searching, searing run, and Jorja Miller, look at the delight in that one from her.
And you talk about turning up and turning things around from that sin bin earlier. Wow, Jorja Miller has saved the day for New Zealand. Being fed a beautiful pass and just do.
The mascot for the rugby team down there is a stag, hence the horns. Oh, here's Jorja Miller, player of the final in Hong Kong, and away she goes. First touch for Miller, and she's ripped them apart. Fell nicely for her. Easier one for Jorja Miller, but now New Zealand have got their game rolling.
And that's just exactly how you want to start, isn't it?
A little breather and a bit between the teeth as well. Busson does really well, though, to shepherd her towards the sideline. Still there for New Zealand as Break keeps it in. Now Paul G, she's had a good game off the bench. Pulsating shovels it across. It's a bit ragged for New Zealand, but the game is won and they still want to keep playing. Now it's Jorja Miller time. An absolute menace for tiring defences. An absolute menace in everything she does. Jorja Miller cannot keep her out of the action.
And she makes it just look so easy. That long stride of hers. But New Zealand just making good, making lemonade out of lemons with 6 people short. They finally get back to the full complement, and this is what they do. Jorja Miller with the ball.
New Zealand reload and go again. Paul. Hiddenly patrolling in the middle. And now again, little stab kick through. There's nobody in behind here. Miller's just loping towards this one. Keeps it on the toe. Oh, just about overcooked it. But of course she can. Because there's not a whole lot that Jorja Miller can't do.
Geez, that was casual from Jorja Miller there. Some great vision from the most experienced player on the park there, Sarah Hirini. But Miller, I thought she had time to pick it up, but...
The defence coming across, Otani it was, and Onoku for Japan. Miller pressing, oh, you just cannot hang off her like that. Jorja Miller, she does not need that sort of gap to run through or roam through, and that is what she did. Jorja Miller strikes for New Zealand from the kickoff.
She's such a weapon, isn't she, Jorja Miller? But so is this young woman. Stacey Waka up nice and high. She is an absolute athlete. Look at the way she commits her body to that ball. Hands up in the air. Look at that set as well. Good bridge from Jorja Miller and the ball.
Oh, Miller has just nicked that, literally almost picked the pocket. And now she's going to go out of one, through another, and score a try. Here's Poldy Lane, who actually wasn't due to be playing here this weekend, but comes back into the side. Here's break, first touch, has to put them on in the slippery conditions. Hirini working hard through the middle, and now Jorja Miller nominee for World Rugby Player of the Year, and that is exactly why. Stands up the defence with ease, Jorja Miller.
Yeah, she's just so splendid, but does her team a favor. New Zealand doing what they do best, letting the ball do the work, just letting...
Australia in the World Championship decider. Miller goes around the outside. Fumbled the ball earlier, but she doesn't make a second mistake, and she's cut USA open here. Jorja Miller to break the scoring drought.
And that's just a signature try scored by Miller, cutting through the seam. Take a look here, she's on the switch, cuts in, and you see the US trying to reach for the tackle. Got out of position. What a run and what a score.
Just a glimpse of that pace of Davis, though. Here's Miller, a first touch for her and a first little surge, a searching foray, a typically searching foray. Here's the two going at it, Tegan and Jorja, and it's Jorja who's going to win this one. New Zealand scores through Jorja Miller.
And that's her 29th of the season, Jorja Miller. She's been doing it since she stepped foot on this World Series a few years ago. A true standout of the series, and geez, it was a couple back and forth possessions there between both teams, and Miller, like always, backed herself. And
they've got to get right, because that goes a long way, and that's what New Zealand did. They really hit them right from the get-go.
It was messy from the scrum, but Faliafunga almost finding a way through. Olsen did well to hold on, but this black wave just keeps coming at them, and it's Miller again, this time going over for another. Here, Akimbo, the year. In fact, the last two rookies of the year, the past two seasons, are on the field, and the one before that, all goodness, is made the tackle, Jorja Miller, but it's the concern for Piper Logan, I think it was, who fell so awkwardly in that tackle. And yeah, Miller's going to check, I think. That's what we were worried about. Miller scored the try for New Zealand just after here. That's an effort from Charlotte Caslick. Now Australia might find a little bit of space in the New Zealand defence. Nice hard run from Clark. All trying to blow through Hirini, Polly Lane, and they have the counter ruck. Will allow Miller to score physical pressure coming on from Hidini and Pody Lane, allowing Miller to finish.
Jorja Miller